Now, this is a question that I think many of us didn't think would be answered until further in the year, but this is a good situation to be in if you're Dallas, okay? You have a young guy in Tyler Smith that's playing good at left tackle. Arguably could be a better fit as of right now at the left guard spot. Not saying that that's a problem, but the question is fundamentally, for the long-term development of Tyler Smith, what would be the best course of action? Do you keep him at left tackle, or do you put him at left guard and then move him to left tackle? Well, it's a tough question because it really depends on what the Cowboys' ulterior motives are to building this team long-term. And we'll get through all of that in today's video. Before we do, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, do your due diligence there before Stephen Jones takes your pie at the end of the day. So, with that being said, we kind of now have a good position to be in if you're the Cowboys, right? Before I said at the beginning of the year, this offensive line has many question marks. Can these questions be answered? That was something I think we would have figured out as the season went on. And clearly, this happens to be the case. The Cowboys have a guy in Tyler Smith that can play both left tackle and left guard. Good at that. I think Tyler is still developing at that left tackle spot, but for what we got in these past 2 games, he's held up really good at that standard. I think that if you're looking at it from a vacuum, or trying to analyze it in a vacuum, I should say, I think that he is giving you starter, above average starter level production, which is good. Like, this is something that I think the Cowboys cannot mess around with. This is not like, your left guards and stuff like that. This is your blind side. And I do not want to be changing up the blind side of my quarterback and his protection there. I don't want to go through musical chairs again. And I think what's important here is that Tyler Smith continuing to get these reps, and now you have a veteran swing tackle in Jason Peters. I think that's great. But this is the problem, though, and knowing how the Cowboys are going to conduct business. Now people have, space, like, what's going to happen when Tyron comes back? To be honest with you, I'm not playing him if Tyler continues to get better. And the primary reason is that, again, you have a head coach that stresses continuity on this offensive line, and the only way that you're doing that is if you make the change now. You're like, hey, listen, I don't want to play Tyler at left tackle no more. I want to move him to left guard, make that position better, insert Jason Peters. But then you have a whole bunch of other variables at play. Like, okay, what happens if Peters doesn't play well? Then Tyron comes back. What if he gets hurt? Like, now you're kind of getting back into that same situation. So I think that for the success of the team, I think you keep the offensive line as is. And a key factor in all of this is the performance of Matt Farniok at left guard, because he could be your left guard of the future, like, in the sense of, like, what the Cowboys typically like to do. They don't like to go out and spend money on guys. They like to draft their guys, all that kind of stuff. So if I'm Dallas, I'm looking at Matt Farniok and I'm looking at his performances, and I'm saying to myself, okay, do I have an answer at left guard with McGovern's contract expiring? And so I think that, we didn't really get a chance to fully analyze how McGovern was doing in the reps that he was. He looked decent, but I'm really curious to see what he's going to look like when he comes back. Odds are he's going to start at left guard, which is fine, but again, like, you don't want to mess up the continuity. It's different when it's like younger guys, and more so, like, the situation at hand. But even if the Cowboys decide we're just gonna roll with Tyler Smith at left guard for the rest of the season, we're gonna let whatever happens at left tackle. I think that you need to make this decision as soon as possible, because you need to make this offensive line as cohesive as possible. I think the right side has kind of figured itself out. Your center's playing better. Could he be doing better? Yeah, of course, obviously, but You have a solid player there, and then I think your left side, once you figure that out, you'll be fine. But you could be looking at the configuration of your offensive line next year, assuming that Tyron's done. And I think that for the Cowboys, I think that's the best course of action, is just, you know, you kind of roll with this unit and you go from there. There's no incentive to change it up at all unless you believe that, hey, I think I can get a better guy over at left tackle. But you got a young guy over there. He's 21 years old, just turned 21, and so I'm kind of like, I'm not really touching that. I'm not touching that line at all until someone gets hurt or there's a problem. Like, if, here's an example. Like, if Connor McGovern comes back and he continuously struggles, I'm cool with moving that. But you have to make up your mind early, because if you're like, okay, we're going to go ahead, we're going to stick him at left tackle and that's that, then fine. And I think that's your best option there, because I think that while Tyler can probably be a Pro Bowl talent at left guard, I think he has all the room to grow into the position. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wanted to just start a discussion on that. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comment section below. Do you think Tyler Smith should be playing at left tackle? Do you think we should move him inside the left guard? What should be the plan here? I say no. Just keep it. Keep the course. I'm okay with you know, him moving back to guard if it's for the year. But after this year, you need to make a definitive decision. So yeah, that's my full opinion on that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.